I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a moment of silence, please. Roll call, please.
Council President Chamberlin.
Here.
Councilor Griggs.
Here.
Councilor Heising.
Here.
Councilor Schneider.
Here.
Councilor Stickley.
Here.
Councilor Stiriz.
Here.
We have 6 members present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Council has had time to review the prior meeting's minutes. We get a motion to...
I would make a motion to accept the minutes.
I will second.
Motion to approve the prior meeting minutes was moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Councilor Heising. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask for council to accept a change in our agenda. We kind of had a change made, and we were supposed to discuss the TIF program, but we are not able to do that due to some additional things that need to be done before we can approach it. But you guys were not made aware of that it was taken off the agenda. And Wauseon Machine is here to just discuss a little bit of the reasonings why we could benefit from a TIF, so, and what we need as far as residential. So I need to ask council if it's okay to change the agenda so that we can listen to them tonight.
I'd make a motion to amend the agenda.
Second.
Council President Chamberlain moved, seconded by Councilor Stickley to amend the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, so then next up, individuals wishing to approach council tonight. I'd like to hear from you. And sorry, I apologize for the mix-up.
No worries. Matt Gilroy, Director of the Fulton County Economic Development Corporation, and I'll just make it short and sweet. I've been to Council of the Whole and the Building and Grounds Committee talking about the need for housing development and some of the constraints we have for housing development. But I thought it'd be good for you to hear directly from one of the largest employers in the community. So I brought with me some folks from Wauseon Machine. So Scott? Yep. So this is Scott Huner, the President and CEO of Wauseon Machine.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, thanks for allowing us to be here tonight. It's great to be here and meet all of you. I joined Wauseon Machine and Manufacturing about 21 months ago, 4 days before the state was shut down for the COVID pandemic. And I have with me two colleagues. Matt Bombeck is our Chief Financial Officer. Matt's been with the company for almost 25 years. And then Crystal Escalera is our Director of Human Resources, and she's been with the company for about 7 years now. Okay, so I'm sure that most of you understand that we've had a wonderful history in the city of Wauseon as a company for over 39 years. And for the last almost 9 years, a company that's located in Columbus, Ohio called Cornerstone Capital has actually owned our company. And they've been very supportive of the things that the leadership team, which largely up until my arrival was made up of the original founders of the company and some other folks. And we've experienced wonderful, sustained growth of the company in this community, for those 38, 39 years. We're at a little bit of a crossroads with our company relative to the ability to grow. And just maybe take a few minutes and help you understand, a little bit about our business. We really have 3 different businesses that make up our company. We have a precision machining business, which is roughly about 50% of our annual revenue. And then we have an automation business, so this that makes up the other 50% of our annual revenue. And in the automation business, we have really two major components. It's the design engineer of robotic and non-robotic automation solutions for manufacturing companies, and we support multiple industries. All right? And then we also have a component that is, we sell a standard product line of steel tube end formers. And that's really how the company was originally founded back 38 years, 39 years ago. And so if I think about the industries that we compete in, so let's just take robotic automation, that's a $150 billion market in North America. Right? The tube fab industry, which we sell our end formers into, is a smaller industry, more niche, and it's really difficult for us to understand exactly how big that is. But it's significantly smaller than the robotic automation business, right? And then we have the precision machining industry, which in North America is about a $13 billion industry, right? So if you think about what's, and I don't know how much you follow different industries and the growth, and certainly it's changed quite a bit in the last 20 months with the pandemic. But it's very difficult for all employers to find labor, right? And you guys have heard this story a lot, right? And probably you're involved in businesses that have the same challenges. And so it's forcing a lot of manufacturing companies to automate certain positions because there's no longer a labor pool available for them to put into these jobs. And a lot of times it also has created a catalyst for employers to make the investment to take jobs that are really, really not so fun to do, if you're as a general laborer, and put in some automation and then repurpose that workforce to better, higher paying jobs. And that's really what the focus is with the automation industry. And so if I think about the growth that we plan for our company, Wauseon Machine and Manufacturing, we are looking to double the size of the company in this region, probably in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, we expect to actually quadruple the size of the company in that same time period, but some of it's going to come through acquisition into different markets where there is a lot more, there's other growth, okay? But we think that there's a lot of opportunity here for us to grow the company. Probably three, if I think about, how will we grow, automation versus tube fab versus machining, probably about 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 ratio will be automation versus machining and tube fab, right? And the type of jobs that we create, by continuing to grow our automation business, we'll probably add another 15 to 20 engineering jobs, plus some management jobs. These are going to be 6-figure paying jobs. Maybe not right out of the gate, because if it's somebody coming right out of college with an engineering degree, it's probably making somewhere in the 50 to 60 range. But if it doesn't take long, they're 8 to 10 years into their career, and these are 6-figure jobs, right? That we expect to create. Now that's part of it, and part of that's going to be hopefully homegrown talent. And Crystal's been leading our outreach to the local high schools in the 4-county area, as well as the trade schools, to start to develop scholarship programs where we can get people excited about the skilled trades right in the high schools, moving into the trade schools, and then coming to Wauseon Machine afterward to work. So we expect to have to home grow a percentage of our workforce, and we're taking some proactive steps to do that. And this will be whether it's CNC machining, or we call it mechatronics, so it's electrical engineering, which is programming robots, programming controllers that control automation movements or controlling HMI screens, mechanical engineers that do design of this equipment. These are going to be really, really good paying jobs, and we hope to be able to provide excitement with our younger generation to go into these fields and then provide a job for them when they get through their schooling or their trade schools. But we also know we're going to have to import talent, because there's going to be some talent that maybe we need right away. We can't wait for the homegrown, activity, and we've been doing that right now. We've rebuilt the leadership team at Wauseon Machine and Manufacturing. We've had to bring in people from the outside, and one of the individuals that just joined our leadership team has spent 8 months looking for housing. 8 months, and hasn't found anything. So now he and his wife are renting. And so I believe that this, and we haven't. We brought in a manufacturing engineering manager from the Carolinas, and we had to, we relocated him. He couldn't find a spot to live for the first couple of months. He ended up renting a place near Angola, Indiana. Eventually, he found a home in Wauseon and relocated here. We got lucky with another member of our leadership team that was able to find a home in one of the Delta new subdivisions in Delta that was being built. And so he was able to latch onto something pretty quickly. But it's going to become, it's a current issue. I'm sure we're not the only employer that's struggling. And it's going to be even more prevalent in the future as we continue to want to grow. And so, I've been talking to Matt Gilroy about, the Economic Development Corp and the initiatives that they have, and if there's anything that we can do as an employer to help be involved in some of these initiatives, because we want to be part of the solution. We're really optimistic about the future that the company has in this community. We want to continue to be a benefactor for the community and support a lot of the initiatives that you guys have. We're just want to make sure that you guys understand the needs that we're going to have, the vision that we have for growth, and what that's going to do in terms of generating really nice paying jobs. And I think about the Arrowhead development that's been going on for a while. That's the type of subdivisions that the people that we bring into the company are going to want to live in. And so the more we can do to support that and facilitate that to happen in the future, more of those developments happen in the future, I think it's going to benefit everybody. Matt or Crystal, is there anything that you want to add to what I said?
I mean, that's what I was going to say. But,
Yeah.
we have a nice mix of old and new that are participating in Wauseon Machine. We've got a lot of employees that have been there right out of high school, been there for 30 plus years. We have a nice mix of talent that has helped us to look at things a different way, which we've really had to. So we're challenged in a lot of ways, and I think Scott did a great job of summarizing.
And it's not just the engineering jobs too. I mean, our skilled trades, our CNC tool makers, our machinists. I mean, the ones that put in 8 to 10 years, but they started at a really good wage. We have some that are approaching 6 figures, without overtime. And then if there's opportunities to work overtime, I mean, and so you think about the buying power that they bring to this area, not just for homes, but for everything else that we want to do in this area. So we're real excited about the potential that our company has, that the growth that we see driven by a lot of needs in the industries that we support, and we want to take advantage of that and continue to have that growth, be in Wauseon. And I know that I'm new to the area, and maybe some of you are even kind of new to our company, and I'd like to just open invitation if there's ever an opportunity to have either you over at our company as a group, and we'd be happy to share with you more our vision for the company and the growth plans that we have. Not just with people, but probably facilities and some other things. We'd love to be able to do that, or individually, but you have an open invitation anytime it would make sense. We'd love to tour on the facilities and meet more of our new leadership team and talk about the opportunities that we have with the company. So, appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Do
Appreciate
you know
it.
where
I
the
have
machine shop
questions.
started at?
What's that?
Do you know where the first?
I do.
That corner there?
I do.
That was my dad's building, they rented from him.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was small, it was an old gas station.
Yeah, right, yeah. We've got a picture on that. We have a wall of a kind of a history wall of the company.
Oh, really?
That's the first picture, yep. Yeah, real good. So.
It's always been nice to see that it's developed throughout the years and where it's at now, and to hear you guys talk, it's amazing of how you're reaching out and going out into the country actually, and putting down some of the industry. But my question is, you discussed about people who couldn't find housing. Are you finding the people that you were bringing in for these positions, that is what they're wanting? They're wanting housing, they're not wanting renting. They definitely are long-term stay, wanting to build their house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're we've created a pretty compelling vision, for the company and what we're trying to accomplish, and we've got people including Matt and Crystal been here for a while, but also new people bring on board that are very excited about the vision we have for the company. We own 6 acres of land behind one of our buildings at South Enterprise Avenue, and I keep telling the team that's the future site of our 100,000 square foot robotic automation build site and corporate center. That's how serious we are about growth in the area.
That's awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
As a parent of a kid in education or in engineering school right now, I really appreciate opportunities for hopefully bringing some of those kids back to this area when they're done. And
And bravo to Crystal for
Yeah.
going into the schools and the trade, because I think that is something that's been overlooked for many years by the state, that we need to bring that back in, that they're doing the trade so that way they can move into the next stage, so.
But you're always hearing about the North Star working with the
Yeah.
kids at Delta on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, where I grew up in a kind of a rural area in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And I was fortunate enough to be involved when I was in high school in a community, in a high school organization that was tied to, you know, local community, like a Kiwanis Club, Rotary Club, that type of stuff, right? And I remember business leaders in those meetings talking about preventing brain drain from the area. And so these were, you know, young students that would go away to college, you know, whether it was in the Upper Peninsula or down to Lower State, and they would never come back.
Yep.
And what do we do to prevent that from happening? So, so that's why we want to get people excited that live in the area, you know, to let them know what the opportunities are, whether it be down an engineering path, a business path, a skilled trades path. We have all options, and then get them excited about, you know, working in a company that's progressive and thinking about the future, so they know once they go to the school they can come back and have a great place to work. Right, so we'll do our part.
Yeah.
We want you guys to do your part to help create that great community that they can live in, relative to having great housing and great, you know, opportunities, you know, outside of just working. So, so let's partner together on that.
That's
That's
a great
great.
idea.
100%.
Super.
I think I've been always thinking that, you know, between Matt and a couple people within the city, we could, I'd love to get a panel to try to get different age groups to come in and what the, you know, they would like and their needs and things are for the city. And I know other cities and villages throughout the state are starting to do that. You know, especially if you have young ones coming straight out of college. We've done this before when I've gone to mayor's conferences, that, you know, you deal with different age groups and people from out of state coming into the city. What do we need? What would they like to see? But housing obviously is something, and we've all known that that's something that the city needs. So, land and housing.
As far as the skilled laborers go, I teach in a STEM school, and I know so many schools are going into STEM and STEAM education. Have you looked at, you know, partnering in that way? You know, with does Fort County have a program that, you know, could funnel that kind of thing?
You want to jump on this one?
Yep, yeah, so we are. We're partnering with, you know, you mentioned Fort County. So Fort County, we're trying to build with them an apprenticeship program. So they do have what's called a smart lab out there, where they do exactly, they have students who are interested in automation, who are working in machining, who are working on mills and lathes like we do at Wauseon Machine. So we're already developing that relationship. I actually had a phone call with them late last week. So we have some exciting things coming where we're going to continue again to build those relationships with our local community schools, to get students excited of the opportunity that Wauseon Machine has in their own hometown communities.
So Northwest State's another one we're talking
Yep,
about.
Northwest
So
State.
these are all in discussion right now, and our goal is to kind of get a formal program that we pilot in 2022. You know, and so if it works out perfectly, you know, we're offering scholarships this spring to graduating seniors that may be going to trade schools beginning in the summer or the fall, you know, and then a couple years down the road, you know, they become employees, you know, in Wauseon Machine.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a capstone project. I don't know if you're familiar with what this is, but a capstone project with Ohio Northern right now. It's basically a student-led engineering program. It's part of their curriculum. And so there's probably close to 10 between mechanical designers, electrical designers, or engineering candidates that are graduating. They're involved in this program. They're actually helping us with a redesign project for one of our standard informers. It was something we were going to do anyway. It's a win-win. A couple of the people involved were interns for us, and so it gives us a chance to, you know, provide an opportunity for engineering students, both male and female, to get involved in a real-life project that will have a positive impact on something in the industry. Give them real life, you know, kind of real life experience, and then we benefit because we get a little bit of free engineering work. You know, that really helps us as well. So, and then we get access to people and just to be able to vet them out a little bit if they could be future employees for us. So, we're taking a lot of different approaches to be able to find a way to create a mutually beneficial opportunity, you know, in the different school systems, whether it be at the high school level or at the college level. So we're just starting on our journey with this, and we've got more to come. So.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick one. So the current TIF, as you probably know, is the council's thought is to fund it through public funds, which get paid back through increase in real estate taxes in those developed properties. There was some talk early on of actually reaching out to potential partners, companies in the area to see if they would be interested in partnering as an investor in that kind of, in a TIF. And I think there's some talk about maybe doing another TIF possibly in town. Would partnering as an investor in a future TIF be something that Wauseon Machine would consider taking a look at?
Yeah, we have to take, I think we would be willing to take a look at it for sure.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
That'd be great.
Maybe make for a great discussion in the future.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Yep,
You bet. So,
sounds
again,
good.
thanks for your time tonight. Thanks
Thank
for amending
you.
your agenda to
Thank you for
support us.
coming.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the information.
Okay. Good discussion. All right, we're going to be moving on. We have a lot on our agenda. You can tell it's the end of the year. Let's see, we have department head reports tonight, so we're going to move on to the committee reports. Tree Commission.
All right, so we met on Monday, December 13th, and we had just 2 people absent, Laura Camp and Tom Collins. It was a pretty quick meeting overall. Basically, the main topic that was discussed was just Tree City USA, so that's coming up 2023, so in a couple of years that'll be, the city of Wauseon will be hosting that, providing we can have live events. And then there, we also went over the list of tree removals. There were 28 tree removals total, and it was just general discussion as why they were being removed. John Alexander also shared that we received our order of trees, and they had planted them throughout the city, and they had a few left over, which they planted in various spots in the parks. And there was some discussion about the Indian Hills, some bluebird houses, and a wood duck box. There's some people of the community that are helping with that stuff, and so those guys are still working on that. And that was about it. There is no meeting for January, just FYI, forgot that. There was no action needed, just a general discussion.
And you're going to be an honorary guest at the Tree City USA?
Maybe.
I think you could. All right, thank you. So there was really nothing to be moved on with that?
We're good.
All right, thank you. And that's the only committee report we have, so we'll move on to our readings. First reading, we have Resolution 2021-21, which is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement for the countywide emergency management agency pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code Section 5502. And we need to declare this an emergency.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021 on emergency reading, moved by Councilor Schneider and seconded by Councilor Stickley. Is there any discussion? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlin?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final passage?
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-21 on final reading, moved by Council President Chamberlin and seconded by Councilor Griggs. Any discussion? Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, Resolution 2021-22, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement for indigent defense services in the county court with the Fulton County Commissioners and declaring an emergency.
I'll make them, go ahead, John.
I'll make the motion. Second.
You got it. Then I'll second the idea.
Motion to place resolution
That's right.
2021-22 on emergency reading, moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Council President Chamberlain. Any discussion? Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-22 on final reading, moved by Councilor Stiriz and seconded by Councilor Schneider. Any discussion? Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Resolution 2021-23 is a resolution approving a wage increase for non-union employees and declaring this an emergency.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-23 on emergency reading, moved by Counselor Griggs and seconded by Counselor Stiriz. Any discussion? Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final passage?
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-23 on final reading, moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Schneider. Any discussion? Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Resolution 2021-24 is a resolution to amend Resolution 2019-14, designating public depositories and awarding public monies and authorizing the mayor to sign memorandum of the agreements with public depositories in the city of Wauseon, declaring an emergency. Memorandum.
I make a motion to declare an emergency on resolution 2021-24.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-24 on emergency reading, moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Stiriz. Any discussion? Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final. Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-24 on final reading, moved by Counselor Stiriz and seconded by Counselor Griggs. Any discussion? Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Resolution 2021-25 is a resolution authorizing Director of Finance to establish a new fund for the depositing and administration of funds from certain fire and EMS levies and declaring an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-25 on emergency reading, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Heising. Any discussion?
I got one. Is everything going to come in and out of that new fund? And are we going to break down all the expenses for fire and EMS out of that fund to that?
Everything from the levy money and EMS money, that all goes into that fund. And the biggest reason is for the fire, for the township trustees, so that they know what's going in and what's coming out as well. So that's why it
I understand
put
that.
in.
I just, since the general fund is not going to have the money anymore, it's going to go into a separate earmark fund.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
all the fire and EMS expenses going to come out of that?
Yes.
Gas, lights, heat, fuel, vehicles?
Everything that is labeled underneath the levy money and more or less the wages and everything, yeah.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final?
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-25 on final reading, and the final reading be passed, moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Heising. Any discussion? Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, moving on to ordinance 2021-13. It's an ordinance providing for the city law director, assistant law directors, and setting a rate of compensation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to place ordinance 2021-13 on first reading and the first reading be passed, moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Griggs. Any discussion?
I would just like to take a moment, although we might not always agree, I'd just like to thank Tom and his staff for providing legal services to the city of Wauseon.
Thank you, Shane.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
And the updates on the trails too is nice.
I failed to mention, big shout out to the tree commission for right after the
See what you
meeting.
did, Scott? See what
A
you
couple of the guys went out and cut some trees out of the path. It was right after that big windstorm. So shout out to the tree commission for being on the spot. So thanks for the opportunity, Scott.
Do we have to pay after for the report?
Yeah, that'll be on his bill.
Are they gonna give us a 10% decrease in salaries?
Yeah, I don't know, that goes to a committee, I'm
22,
sure.
yeah, be up a little bit.
Yeah.
No
We'll take that.
comment? No comment?
Yeah.
All right.
Not yet.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Ordinance 2021-14 is an ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Wauseon, state of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 13, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Year ending 2000, should that read 2021?
No,
No, that's what it
It's
is.
next year.
it is for the budget. to-
Okay,
The
for
final
next year, for the
approval.
Oh, I thought that was the bills to allow her to pay the bills for the rest of the year.
That's
Is that
coming
correct?
up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming up later?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
For current
I
and.
take it back.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No more cookies for me.
Cookie bog.
I blame it on COVID.
Everything else is.
What is that?
So did you make a motion? Is
I
there
made a motion.
You made a motion?
I made a motion.
You need a second?
Obviously, I wouldn't. I thought it was an error.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought, she said the
Did
13th.
someone second it?
I need a second still.
I will second it.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's risky. That's risky business.
With the current, with the date listed.
What the date left.
Motion to place ordinance 2021-14 on final reading and the final reading be passed, moved by Councilor Schneider and seconded by Councilor Heising. Any other discussion? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, moving on to second readings. Resolution 2021-16 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to issue a request for qualifications for an engineer.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion to place resolution 2021-16 on second reading and the second reading be passed, moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Councilor Heising. Any discussion? Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Yeah.
You earned your pay tonight.
Hey, what about the guy that drafted all this?
I know.
I warned everybody it was coming.
Okay. Poor tree, poor tree. Okay, under new business. Motion to authorize the Director of Finance to pay all bills through December 31st, 2021.
Okay.
I knew it was somewhere.
Motion to authorize the Director of
I'll second
Finance
this.
to pay the bills through December 31st, moved by Councilor Schneider and seconded by Councilor Heising. Any discussion? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
The motion to appoint Council President Chamberlain and Council Stiriz to the Volunteer Firefighters Dependent Board.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Councilor Stiriz, or Griggs, sorry. Any discussion?
I'm still waiting for my fireman's hat from the last time.
We're gonna get that for you.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, Pat, sorry, you gotta come out.
I hope this is going to be painless.
Painful.
Painful.
Bend over.
Less. Okay. All right. 2 years exact? 2 years, 1 month?
Well, 1 month shy of 2 years.
1 month shy of
Yes.
2 years. Okay.
Yes.
Well, needless to say, Patrick, you brought a lot to the city of Wauseon. Your knowledge and just the ability to be patient and listen to everybody's words, what they have to say, both sides. It's really been a pleasure for you to sit on our council. Hate to leave or have you leave, but understand reasonings. But with that being said, we would like to give you the certificate of gratitude presented to Patrick Griggs, council member, in appreciation of your public service to the citizens of Wauseon, and know that you will be missed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Patrick. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you, Patrick.
Appreciate it.
You have been nothing but kind and welcoming to me, so I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, bro.
You're welcome. All right, I have to adjust the seat again. Okay, let's see, after that, we have nothing under old business, so we just need a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion to approve and pay the bills as presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Any discussion? Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, now I'm going to ask council to move into an executive session. I need a motion to enter an executive session for the purpose of considering the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of public employee.
I thought we couldn't handle it that way.
I didn't either. I'm wondering why it was put that way, so I checked it out.
Depends on what's happening.
And
I'll make the motion.
Well, there's a couple of them. I'm going to say, honestly, personnel and wages. So,
That's fine, that's just last time we did it.
yeah, you're right. You're right. What do we let the public know? That's what we're going to be going into. Hiring?
Okay.
The,
No firing.
my wonderful memo that was drafted by our legal counsel just indicates that we have to specify the subject matters that we'll be addressing. And Mayor, I think, will be addressing appointment, employment, and compensation. So I'd make that motion that we enter into executive session. I wouldn't mind if Tom McWater stayed for the entire executive session, the mayor, all council, and then for a portion of it, Brandon Tiarina.
Yep. Sorry, Brandon, you're going to have to exit and come back in. Okay.
I'll
Just
second it.
Do you keep that there all the time?
Yeah, all the time. It's almost turning yellow.
Somebody put some plastic on that thing.
I'm so proud to stay
He
here.
sleeps with it. It's under his pillow.
My pens and my executive session and all that stuff.
All right.
Yeah, water.
Any discussion?
Just, we need a motion to go into it.
I've made the motion.
I say
Second.
All
Who
right.
seconded?
The other old guy.
Motion to enter into executive session for the purpose of employment and compensation, moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Any discussion? Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.